Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's the Average Joe Tanker here, and today we're going to be checking out and doing our detailed guide on the Mage class in Adventure Quest 3D. We're recording from mobile, as always, seems to be these days, and it's just like my preferred platform to record from. We're also using our XLR setup, so you're going to notice a really crisp quality audio sound, which is nice, but we're going to go ahead and jump straight on into this video. I've already done the Warrior, and I've already done an overall class guide, so if you haven't seen either of those videos, be sure to check them out. Links will be provided in the description below, as always, of course, you guys know. And so that's going to be that. All right, Mage, here we go. Basically, his passive ability is the Mana Spring, and what it does is mana regeneration increases as mana approaches 0. So that means the closer that your mana gets to 0, the faster that it regenerates, which is really nice. And, you know, if you keep it between like 0 and 300 or 400, sometimes it's nice, but mostly what I would recommend is try to keep it as high as possible, just so you can always continue to cast spells. You don't have to worry about running out of mana. Alright, we got Fireball, which is a huge blast of fire, and basically that ability is a timed ability, and how it works is you click the button, and it has a little timer, and it's like 1.5 seconds. And then at the end of that 1.5 seconds, he charges Fireball and he shoots it. Alright, Ice Spear basically slows the enemy down and deals a little bit of damage over time. Lightning Strike does a lot of damage and it stuns them, but it does have a very long cooldown. So keep in mind that all these abilities have their own separately timed cooldowns. And then, of course, you got Meteor Volley, which is just a big meteor shower taking the enemy out. Alright, so the first guy's a pretty tough guy, so we'll be able to use these abilities and show you. What I recommend as a mage, and I'm not playing with anybody at the minute, but what I recommend is you want to stay a little bit away from the fighting, but you want to stay close to your warriors. And the reason you want to stay a little bit close to your warrior is so you can get that juicy attack buff. The mage already has a pretty nice attack, especially if you choose and use the armor sets and weapons that are made for the mage class. You know, you're going to have a really nice attack already, and if you just have that warrior's buff, especially if you stay close to, you know, multiple warriors, you know, when you get those buffs, that's just going to make that big, much more of a difference whenever you're fighting the enemies. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take out this other Bone Guardian, and we're not going to worry about using our ultimate. We're going to save it for something a little bit stronger than him. Actually, we can go ahead and use it. Alright, ultimate ability. The mage's ultimate is really strong, and it only gets stronger as you get more buffs from the warriors. So whenever you stay really close to your warriors, that's going to be your optimal place. You know, don't stay so close that the enemy focuses on you, because if you do make the mage armor stuff, you can see we're pretty hurt right there, but if you do make the mage armor and stuff, it does not have the protection that the warrior's going to have. And so as long as, you know, you stay close enough to the warrior to get your buff, but far enough from the enemy that they won't focus you, that is where you're going to want to play the mage. Now, if you're playing by yourself, you can draw them in from a long distance. Or, alternatively, if you're playing with a group, and your group can't handle maybe fighting so many enemies all at once, what you can do is draw them away one by one. You see, I've got the Bone Guardian there. You saw how much the ice just slowed him down. And I've got him drawn away from all of the skeletons. So basically, I can take him on and only him, and we're going to win because, you know, we're not getting attacked by dozens of enemies. Okay, so what we're going to do, we've got another mage here helping us. Same guy from the last video. That's kind of funny. He must be grinding this armor out same time we're doing these videos. But we've got a mage here helping us out. And so with double mages, we're able to do lots of damage to this guy. It would really be nice if we could get a warrior in here too, just to showcase exactly what goes on. But these are the random little adventure dungeons. And basically, you know, playing these, I decided, and I mentioned in the last video, playing these is going to be the best way to do these videos, just because it allows me to have a form of consistency. Everybody can play these videos. I actually checked this guy's level at the end of the last video, and he's level 7. I'm level 21. So, you know, anybody across all the levels, even if when you first leave the tutorial and you're level 3, you can play here and be just fine because it up levels you and down levels the enemies. So everything that you do will be just fine in this area. So that's why I came here. It's very consistent. There's several of these little random dungeons. They're all fun, and they all earn you a couple of really nice sets of armor, and I'm looking forward to getting both of those sets of armor, as well as the weapons. You know, they're just cosmetic, but they look really good. Here we go. Big old huge spider, and he's used his ultimate. I've used mine. He's down below 50% already. This is a piece of cake. So a couple of mages usually is a really strong pair, as long as the enemies aren't too bad. Remember I said these were down leveled. You know, these are only level 4, and so they're not really that strong. But if you go to a stronger dungeon, you are going to need a warrior, and you're going to need something to tank the enemy's damage, because if you do not have that, you will die. I promise. You can't just take a party of 5 mages. I mean, sure you can, but whenever you get in the harder dungeons like the lava ride, let me just show you what I'm talking about. I'm not actually going to play the dungeon. I might, but here we go. All right, when you get to the harder areas, like what's up there in the corner, over there to the left there, those are really hard dungeons, and you can't just take a bunch of mages in there and expect everything to go all willy-nilly and survive just fine. It's going to be a lot more challenging than that. Mages just don't have the survivability that the other classes do, unless you're using the armor from the other class. I know, like a warrior class armor. Now, their armor is not class restrictive, so you can wear whatever armor you want to. I'm wearing more of a tankier set, so unless you're using that sort of armor and playstyle and you keep on your health potions, you cannot just take a mage and tank through everything and expect it to be okay. So that is basically the mage is in a nutshell. It's a ranged class, and it's the only ranged class at the minute that is available to everyone. This will change, of course, when the pirate class comes in and when the necromancer class comes in. But at this moment in time, the date of recording is August the 17th or something like that. And so don't come in later and say, oh, well, that changed now. Well, yeah, it has changed because the game's changed. But anyways, the mage is a really strong class, does lots of damage, but you have to be careful when you're using it. Be careful you don't run out of mana, and be careful that you don't bite off a lot more than you can chew with your mage. And so that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you've had a nice day. Hope you've enjoyed the video. That's a wrap for this one. I'll see you in the next video whenever we talk about either the rogue class or the guardian class. Hope you've had a great day.